Fuji Network Sporto
そして巻き込まれたアーバイン、後方のマシンも大混乱のクラッシュ。いやこれはひどいな。そして原田勝った。一気にいった。原田一気にいきました。さらにいくわ。最終コーナーだ。さあどうなる。4台のマシン。原田が前だ。原田勝った。勝ったのは原田。やったー。
第一重版の提供でお送りします。
恋のときめきしたこと忘れはしない。あの日のこと甘いメロディー聞きながらお互いに
おかえりなさい。ドラゴンマンションの第一重版です。
第一
それは日本車の夢でした。世界ラリー選手権日本車初の3連覇。その走りはレガシー、インプレッサ、フォレスターにアクティブドライビング、アクティブセーフティー、スバル。
93年全日本フォーミュラー3000選手権第8戦、トップドライバーたちのハイスピードバトル。シリーズ後半注目の一戦を制するのは誰か。富士インター F3000 選手権です。9月4日5日富士スピードウェイで開催。
ルマン24時間、夢はもう始まっている。スポーティングテイスト、レナウンのチャージ。
レナウン。
The children play and view each day as something that will always be exactly that same way. They seem to know.
新世紀を見据えて大胆な発想と追随を許さない質で築く新しき伝統のロイヤルステージ、ヨーアハウス。今日から明日に向かってテクノロジーも一つ一つのコーナーをクリアしていきます。日本電装のカーエレクトロニクス、対戦相手は未来です。
日本電装。
It's time to go racing in 2021 here at Barber Motorsports Park. Good clean start. Rossi is pressuring Pato O'Ward and then Alex Palou.
Rossi is very eager to get by in the first turn. We have a car off in the grass, but he collects it.
Rinus VK.
Oh, he touches wheels with Simon Pagenaud as well, but Rossi wants to make the move on the first lap.
Oh! Newgarden.
Oh, that's blind uphill, a big accident right there.
Colton Herta,
all over the place.
Hunter Ray, Dalton Kellett, Max Chilton,
Rosenquist,
Hinchcliffe. Huge moment.
Look at this. As we come up over the hill, he gets loose, gets in the grass, loses it. Nobody else can see anything until they come over the rise. And look at all these cars just stack in. And Jimmy Johnson comes to a stop and threads his way through that like it's a Talladega wreck.
Oh, big moment for O'Ward as Rossi closes as they head to turn 12.
This is the most exhilarating part of the track, and O'Ward is loose. Rossi is ready to pounce.
Oh, he's really loose.
Wow, shocking after just one lap to see O'Ward with that much oversteer. The rear end of that Aero car is all over the place.
Jimmy Johnson has spun coming down the hill, that's right before the end of the track, the last couple of corners. Fastest corner on the track there, pretty dangerous spot to be in.
Following Rinus VK and gets loose up over the crest.
Pato O'Ward, the leader here at Barber, leading, and he keeps the lead over Alexander Rossi better. We saw O'Ward sliding all over the racetrack on those red alternate Firestone tires. He wanted those primary black tires. At the same time, Alexander Rossi pitted, but a great job by the Aero McLaren SP team, keeping the lead here on pit road for Pato O'Ward.
The guy who's on track still, Alex Palou, ran a lap longer than these guys and is going to lay down a big lap time. He might have an opportunity to jump in front of these guys, because I believe, Townsend, that Pato O'Ward was really holding these guys up, and here comes, Palou stays out again, so he's going to go for 2 laps. This could be a big advantage for him.
It's Chip Ganassi Racing, the class of the field right now in terms of managing tire wear. You saw earlier Pato O'Ward, he had to throw the white flag and come to pit lane, just couldn't hang on to the back end of the car. The balance, Paul, on this number 10 Segi car looking really strong.
He's complaining about it, but he's going a second a lap on the last lap quicker than Will Power, and he's gapped it out now to almost 7 seconds. So you got to keep going as long as you're pulling away from the rest of the field.
And this was the move to get by. O'Ward worked hard to try to keep, Palou worked hard to keep O'Ward by in the back, but then as soon as O'Ward gets by here, Palou's team came on and gave him the fuel number he needs to hit to stay on that 2-stop strategy.
O'Ward is driving the wheels off the car right now. He's opened up a sizable gap.
Alex Palou in his second season of IndyCar, but first with Chip Ganassi Racing, and coming to such a powerhouse, he said, has actually taken some pressure off of him. He feels much more relaxed because he knows he's going to have good equipment and a fast car, so he doesn't feel like he has to overcome compensate for anything, and it could be quite the debut for him as he sits in second on a different strategy from O'Ward ahead of him. He could bring this one home in victory lane.
This guy, the 24-year-old Spaniard, who out of the car has such a lovely demeanor. He's such a pleasant young man behind the wheel. He is an animal. It's time for the motor racing world to say hello, Palou. Alex Palou wins his maiden IndyCar race.
Checker flag, baby. You're an Indy winner. Awesome, man. Great job, everybody.
For a young man who never had a big backer coming up, you raced in Japan, you raced in Europe. Can you believe at this moment, already you're an IndyCar winner?
It's crazy, yeah, it's crazy, but it's because of this team. This team is amazing. Honda gave us a good engine, Seiji on the car, and Chip Ganassi Racing. Come on, what else can I ask for?
Watch the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, Sunday, April 25th at noon on NBC.
このままどこか遠く連れててくれないか君は君こそよりの
You have a Honda?
一瞬だけど確かに夢を追い越した唇からエプソン
栄光のそばにいつも西野
What a very busy last 4 hours this has been. Started by a crazy beginning with Roman Rusinov, the Russian driver, backing the whole of the field up. How on earth we didn't get more damaged race cars from this, I've no idea. There's certainly bits of bodywork and bullets from the LMP3s being removed, plucked out of the rear tail sections of these cars. Finally we did get up and running, and Roman Rusinov will have to soak up a drive-through penalty because of his part in all of that. We reached turn one. It wasn't quite contact between the two United Autosports car, but on cold tyres, Nicolas Jamin made a bit of a schoolboy error, which he owned up to in interview with Haley Edmonds later on. And the cold Goodyear tyres spat him off into the gravel trap. Needed to wait a little bit longer for a few more corners before he really started to up the ante. And a safety car would be scrambled in order to recover Nicolas Jamin's car. There was also a drama later on this very same lap as the safety car boards were displayed. Contact between Sally Jolic in the Racing Team Turkey prototype and the Dragon Speed Orica, and it meant that Henrik Hedman, en route to retirement eventually, would be facing oncoming traffic at the turn 14 and 15 chicane. Early leader in LMP3 was Laurence Roux. He really did scamper away from the rest of the baby prototypes, and this a great moment for Team WRT, our eventual winners. Louis Delatraz slithering his way up the inside, a gap that wasn't really there. He had to, well, Roman Rusinov rather defensive on the run down to turn one, but that wasn't going to hold back the young Swiss, and that was the point where he took the race lead. Pit stops for the GTs took place about an hour into the race. And it was at this point that the 80 car from Iron Lynx would start to stamp its authority on the race.
stops as well, including this one for G-Drive Racing. Their team cars double stacked in the pits. Well, there should normally be enough room for 2 cars, but as one was released, it cleaned out the wheel of the other. There was contact between Gian-Maria Bruni and Claudia Schiavoni. Schiavoni in the yellow and black Ferrari gave Bruni a bit back on the exit as well, and Bruni, you'll notice, has managed to pluck out a fair old section of the Ferrari's rear diffuser. Left Proton Competition scratching their heads a little bit. What was that bodywork? Well, it was a bit of Ferrari that they'd never seen before. Rahel Frey, what a drive from her, from 7th place up to 4th ultimately for Iron Lynx, and that pink and black car really did take some holding back, overtaking Felipe Laza and Jody Fannin amongst others. The 80 car takes victory then for Miguel Molina, together with his teammates Matteo Cressoni and Rino Mastronardi. It's a win in LMP3 for Cool Racing, and a first ever victory for Team WRT. Robert Kubica, Louis Delatraz and Yi Fei Ye are the round 1 winners in the ELMS.
Fantastic stuff. And first, as we said earlier in the broadcast, first Belgian winner of the European Le Mans Series, all Le Mans Series race as a team. First Chinese driver to win, first Polish driver to win, and I believe the first Swiss driver to win since 2017 in Delatraz.
Yeah.
So quite
a number of firsts.
Yeah, really was. Excellent stuff, and great race in LMP3 at the end there. That chase down of the DKR engineering car. I'm sure they'll be disappointed with finishing off the podium. Finally, I think 5th it was for DKR Engineering's Alan Berg and Lawrence Herr. But in GTE, well, yeah, the usual spectacular action.
Same for the team, so WRT 25, Panis Racing 18, United 15, G-Drive Racing get the extra point and the 4th place points, which is 12 plus 1, comes to 13, and they will be 4th in the championship. Duquesne, with their 6th place finish, get 8.
Departure.
Well, speaking of Pro-Am, it will be their podium next, and a chance to catch up with the winning team and at least one of their drivers. The opening weekend, 3rd position going to the slightly rearranged driver lineup at Spirit of Race. David Perel added in to join Matt Griffin and Duncan Cameron. Drivers' trophy for the teams, 25 go to Cool Racing. RLRM Sport for 2nd place get 18, and the Inter-Europol competition, the Polish squad, for 15 points. Well, doesn't that set things up nicely for the rest of the ELMS campaign? Join us in a month's time.
勝利を重ね進化を重ねるビラージュミシュランから。
満ち溢れる情熱が次の時代を作るトヨタモータースポーツ。
真昼の炎天下も漆黒の闇の中もある。刻々と変わる過酷な24時間の道のりを時速300キロで駆け抜けること、それが日産の最高技術が目指したものでした。ルマンへ、走りを磨く道へ行ってきます。
日赤ダッシュレーサー100、車の走りを変えた。ガソリンがエンジンをクリーンにする。ガソリンがエンジンをパワーアップする。新技術ハイテック 2SB が生んだ高性能ガソリン。使ってわかる主役の実力。日赤ダッシュレーサー100、今日赤が新しい。
目を閉じて歓声を聞く。今年もルマンに戦いの季節がやってきた。 日本石油です。
空が黒く染まり青い月に向かうところ、白い星が降り注ぐ中、冷めた風が歌に溶かしてメティラ